923, good luck. So that's a bit of a rating gap. Yeah, we shouldn't really get paired when there's quite such a rating gap. That's the same for both players, isn't it? But it's done, it is what it is. What do we do? Let's play Sicilian for this one, just to get that little bit of variety. I'll know fairly quickly if my opponent's playing at this actual rating level or not. So we're going for this Khan setup. Okay, he knows all the opening moves. Queen up is no news. Sometimes there is a trick in some of these lines, but I think I'm okay to develop now. We're just covering the bishop up. But we'll know fairly quickly if we're playing against an actual 900. Obviously, I check everybody that I play off camera after the games, no matter what. That's the same for everybody at every rating level. So knight up is a perfectly fine move here, and the other knight. We're just basically trying to stick to principles and get castled, then worry about what to do. Okay, so he develops. So I'm going to play a bishop up just to pin the knight. Idea is to bring the knight up and threaten the pawn. So he's come up and he's attacked the queen. So we could actually take first. We can block. We can play the queen up. I think I like queen up and see if he goes back. Oh, he's offering a draw. Shouldn't really be offering a draw just there, but you can understand it though. You can understand it. Just do your best, play a game, you never know. So bishop back is a perfectly good move here. Queen up might be perfectly fine as well. I just want to get my knight up and get castled and then kind of worry about what to do. But obviously right now there is a threat there to take and win a pawn. Well, you still got bishop back, you still got to calculate. So that's what he's done. He's played queen up. So I like the idea of knight up here. If down I can jump across, you've still got bishop back, but we could just trade everything up and give him a messed up pawn structure. As a principle, that's quite good for us, I think. So I'm going to actually go for that. I'm just going to take there. He's going to get a broken pawn structure. So I'll trade here. Now the knight, I can go a bit more cautiously or a bit more adventurous. I'm going to go a little bit more adventurous here. If down, I'll jump across. We hit the bishop and the pawn. Now he can obviously just drop back. I've seen that. But we're still trying to stick to the principle of just get castled. So he's gone across. That actually hangs a pawn. So we can take the pawn. His knight can move. Either way there, we can take the knight or we threaten another pawn. I don't see any nasty discoveries like knight forward to create any serious threat. So I think I'm okay to take the pawn. And now we're threatening another pawn if he sees it. Bishop back, we could just take the bishop. Knight takes, he's fine. He's just lost a pawn, but he's also got doubled up isolated pawns as well. So as a concept, it should be good for us, should be, in the longer run. And the queens are off the board. If we trade one of the bishops as well, we can maybe think about keeping the king in the centre, but okay, decisions. We've got the option to castle now, but we've got a free pawn there, threatening a check as well to whip the bishop off. I like the idea of that, so I think I'm going to do that without burning too much time. Because we've got emergency squares for the knight, so the knight shouldn't get trapped here. Could do, but shouldn't. Then we can launch in the centre now, go forward, still get castled. So he's come forward offering a knight trade, but doesn't actually really create any threat against us here. So we've still got this option to check and give him double pawns here as well. That should be good for us as well. So that's my primary candidate move here, just to give him a messed up structure this side as well. If he takes here, we can take back either way. We're not risking losing any material. So I'm going to play that and just try and take here. It's still a playable position for white. It's just obviously difficult. It's just lost a little bit of material, so it's difficult, but it's still a playable difficult, you could say, put it that way. So now we could play forward, but we give our opponent an immediate target. So I'm just going to stick to castling here. I mean, I could take and get a piece off the board, but I think I should finally get myself castled. Now if he takes a knight, we can just think about it and take either way. Excuse me, we should be fine to take into the center, so that's what he's done. So we should be okay to take into the center and then play d5, even if he launches forward. That's a good structure for us, so that's what I'm going to do. And then we just got to try and get the bishop somehow somewhere into play, maybe push the a pawn. But we're just trying to stick to the good general principles. So he's playing across to try and target us here, but there's no obvious easy way to actually target the pawn. He might try and fly down the board. We could maybe play f5. f5 is maybe a move here to try and shut down an attack, but what do we do? What do we do? Rook across, say, challenges it. Bishop up and one rook guards another. That looks nice. Pawn up, if he plays a rook across, we can develop, but there's no obvious targets to go anywhere. So yeah, I'm going to move the rook across just to try and get onto an open file, and then I've got bishop up if he challenges my rook, so he's going to try and double up here, but we've got a pawn push if we need one. So what do we do now? I like rook across just to try and push in the center. I'm going to do that next and try and get ready to break out and develop my bishop. If he doubles up here, we can always push a pawn. That's what he's done. So I'm going to push the pawn. Looks nice and solid here. We can take back here. We can get out the way, get the king out the way if we need to. So he's played bishop down. Obviously, we can't take there anywhere. So we'll just move our king. So now we are threatening to take. He can't realistically take here because he doesn't create any extra threat. So he's dropped back. So I was going to do this, but he can now counter push. We take... and that looks good for us. So here takes, launches, we attack the bishop. It all looks fine. So I'm going to just push on and try and just get our pieces fully developed. He takes, so I'm going to take back. And then I've got rook can go forward to attack two pawns. At some point you might get trapped in. You just got to watch out for concepts like that. But he's offering a rook trade, but it actually hangs a bishop. He's a bit unfortunate there. It's a bit unfortunate that he just forgot that the bishop was being attacked. Unlucky. Now we're just going to play our bishop up. So he's going to cross. So we'll get the bishop finally into play. I know I could take pawns there. I'm just trying to compete my development and maybe get the other rook active. And there's still pawns are under attack. So he's hung the rook there. He might just want the game over with now, I guess. Okay, so if we take here, we're actually creating a back rank threat. It can be blocked right now, but it's a threat. Oh yeah, he just wants the game over, and he's just on the checkmate there. I think he's done that deliberately not to worry. It's not really fair to both players to give you quite such a rating gap, is it? So that's up to the system, or not up to us. So we'll pause and just see how it was in engine language, because that's what we do in all our games. So 29 moves, there were move tiles of both players. So let's just see. In particular, you're trying to look to see if you've made any mistakes in the opening, anything to learn from. And the Sicilian, I only play it for that occasional bit of variety. I don't know that much theory in it, so there is a chance I might be going wrong here. There's a little blip here, little blip there. So 96C versus 86% accuracy from our opponent. That's very good, isn't it? No blunders from either side there. So I like to, in the Sicilian, often go for this Khan setup. That's what we've got here. You see there, Sicilian defense Khan variation. If you click on that, it'll bring some puzzles up for training, which is useful to do. And I'm just trying to get my pieces developed. Yeah, so here I should have actually taken the knight immediately instead of moving the queen out the way. So it was actually the better move to just take immediately, given that broken pawn structure. So I'll just play this now and again. So we've gained a pawn, gained a second pawn, broken the pawn structure there. Yeah. Keep the king in the center, wasn't any need to castle, so again it's something just to think about. So there was no need to castle there, from +3 for us to 2.3. And obviously it's just been a relatively comfortable game, but it's just a few mistakes from our opponent at the end here. You can understand it though, and I think at the end he probably just wanted the game over with. So that's understandable, isn't it? But you know, on paper that's a really good effort, isn't it? Really, really good, so well done.